Join Lee Bellinger today on the Bellinger Report. Lee is the publisher of Off Grid Confidential, one of the last information financial newsletters to be delivered 100% through the mail and completely independent of the internet and big tech scolds. Lee has been publishing continuously since 1988 and is your guide to off-grid living.
Hi, this is Lee Bellinger. I'm talking with inventor Gary Rotman, and he has an amazing alarm clock for people who have Alzheimer's and other dementia-related problems and how they manage their life. It's one of many inventions that he's involved with. And so, Gary, let's just start off talking about Rosie.
Yeah, okay. So thanks for having me on the show today. So Rosie is a voice-controlled, personalized alarm clock. And basically, it derived from the iTalk clock, which was the first digital clock that you can set by your voice. So you didn't have to touch any buttons to set the alarm on an alarm clock. So I launched that first back in 2009, really, at the CES show. And then a year later, my dad was diagnosed with Alzheimer's dementia. So being an inventor and always trying to solve problems out there, I woke up that day after my dad ended up in the hospital because my mother was out that night and he took the wrong meds and it was a disaster. He ended up in the hospital. Woke up the next day, I did with an idea. Hey, why not embed voice messages? So when my mother's not home, her voice will tell my dad, take your 3 blue pills and 2 green pills after dinner. And that's ultimately what I did. It took 5 years to get it right because it's not internet connected, chip-based voice recognition, which was really just getting good back in 2010, 11, 12, up to 2016, where our product was, can be used by anybody to set it up, right? Because it's easy for the user, but the caregiver has to set it up and set the alarm times, and it has to work very, very well to understand any accent, male, female, any pitch. And it took 5 years to get that technology down pat. And then Rosie ended up with a very high adoptability for the caregivers and the care recipients. So that's a quick overview of how I got to where we are today.
How many of these have you sold so far?
Okay, so Rosie 1.0, which was the original version, which looks like a digital clock, we sold over 30,000 over the years. So very quietly, which is not a lot, really, in the big picture. If you look at poor medication adherence being one of the most serious and costly problems for seniors, elders over 65, the burden in the healthcare system is literally, I've heard numbers anywhere from 30 to 40% of costs of healthcare for medication errors for people over 65. So we should be selling a lot more of these. And that's why I'm grateful to do these shows and your show and others to get the word out for more people, because most people don't even know about it.
So a person that you're managing who's elderly, they need a little help taking their meds correctly and having little reminders. Your customers to date have found this to be useful to them. And tell us a little bit more if you've gotten any feedback from people who use this. It sounds like a really great idea. And it's not connected to the internet. So it's something that basically you can sit in your own home and use. And I bet that's quite interesting. My readers might be interested in learning more about it themselves.
No, for sure. So the unique aspect of Rosie and why people call it like the Amazon Alexa for seniors or the Google Home for seniors is because it's the only device that will announce playback in a loved one's voice at a specific time, whether it's everyday reminders like medications or weekly reminders like your favorite TV show on Wednesday at 4:00 on channel 452, because you can personalize messages, or by calendar date, or even annually. So you can record messages for doctor appointments, which is critical, for household chores, paying bills at the end of the month, birthdays, anniversaries. It's obviously an endless messages that you can put on. We have many users. Oh, there's literally thousands over the years, over 10 years. We've heard thousands and thousands of use cases, and they're all different, right? So it's the only device that allows the user, the care recipient, to hear the message in a loved one's voice. They don't have to touch Rosie. They don't have to speak to Rosie. They don't have to learn anything new is the key thing here. Okay. So they just hear them. Dad, I love you. Take your 3 pills after breakfast, doctor's orders. So they hear that. It announces in the voice, the familiar voice of a loved one, which has been shown from studies that it actually delivers the best adherence when you hear a message or a task from a familiar voice of a loved one. It makes a big difference. You don't have that with other solutions. So that's what makes Rosie so unique. They don't have to learn anything new. It's easy to set up by the caregiver, and it's a familiar looking device. So they're not intimidated by it, the elders. So that's the key aspects. And it works in power outages and it helps care. There's other features, but I'm just trying to tell you from the user care recipient perspective that it's so easy to use. They don't have to touch any buttons. They actually use it every single day for years.
That's fabulous. What does the Rosie 2.0 cost?
So we just launched in September Rosie 2.0, as you just said, which is it's a $199.99 minimum advertised price. So MAP price. So it's a $250 retail, $200 is the lowest advertised price on CVS.com, or you can go to Amazon.com or Amazon Prime, just search Reminder Rosie and you'll find it. As well as we have a whole line of 5 other products that helps elders live at home longer and ease caregiver stress. So we have a senior's telephone. We have a universal TV remote. We have music players. We have wandering and fall prevention devices. All our devices are not internet connected. So they're dumbed down, easy to set up, easy to use, portable, and not that expensive because they're all standalone. So and our line can be seen also on Amazon or SiMPLTech.com. That's SiMPLTech.com.
That's awesome. Would you please repeat the name of your website?
Sure. SiMPLTech.com, but it's spelled without vowels. SM as in Mary, P as in Paul, L as in Larry, Tom, Edward, Charlie, TEC.com. And then you'll find all our resellers on that website and all our products that we sell.
My mom passed away from Alzheimer's. She might have found that to be a very useful thing. So was there anything you wanted to add to your comments? This is very fascinating. I'll have to go, I'll be looking more closely at your website. So
yeah, the thing that's really key, it kind of like the takeaway is that, these products are bought by the caregivers of their loved ones, right? So it's a very unique category. So you have to buy it for your parents, right? So yeah, any little help, whether it's making a phone call or remembering to take their meds or working the TV easier, these little things make a big difference to offer dignity and peace of mind and helps people live at home longer, which is extremely important these days. And these little things make a big difference. So you don't have to worry at work that, hey, did my dad forget his meds? Did he go to the doctor appointment? Is he listening to music for memory recall and things like that? So little things make a big difference to help your elderly loved ones at home.
Gary, thank you so much for your time today. This has been a really fascinating conversation, and I'm really interested in your awesome product line. It's really great. And go ahead and give that website one more time.
Sure. It's SM as in Mary, PL as in Larry, TEC as in Charlie.com.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for your time today. And
thank you very much.
Appreciate you appearing on the Bellinger Report. We're grateful.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.